Hey guys, meet our friend Brian.
Hi there.
This is our COVID friend. We've been stuck together for
It's true, unfortunately.
for what? Almost like 5 months now?
5 months, yeah, 5 months we've been stuck together.
So Brian and his wife and 3 kids, they're also full-timers, and we're going to take a look at what they did to their rig because it's actually set up really nice. So they're going to give us a walkthrough, and we're going to post it on our channel. So I hope you enjoy.
Let's do it.
So this is Brian's beautiful wife, Kara, and she is the designer, I guess, of the rig. So she's going to give us the tour.
Welcome to mi casa. The first thing that I want to point out that we love about our home is the white and the bright. It was brown. Everything was brown, and it felt so small. And so when we walked in, the first thing that Brian and I said, we're going to make it all white. We wanted everything to be bright and white. So when you first walked in, there used to be a huge cabinet doors down. Actually, this one wasn't even here either. It was all one huge ginormous piece. But we wanted it to feel a little bit bigger when you walked in. So we ripped those off. And this wallpaper is something that we did in a lot of the different spaces everywhere. Just because the boards in the background are really ugly. So I can point it out through places that we put it. It was super easy to put up. But we added some hooks, and this is our little like drop zone kind of a thing for everybody. We've got our control panel right there, and then just random living stuff up there. So it makes it a little more open when you walk in. So this next space is our big living room kind of galley slide over here. We had a dinette that would fold down with the 2 booths. And we had a big old fatty, huge, heavy pull-out bed couch that was right here. She weighed like 900 pounds. That was the very first thing. The very first video, the very first thing we did is we took out this couch. We got this thing. It's just super cheap. It's like a futon. It still folds down and makes a nice comfy bed. Just got it from Walmart. And pop that in here so I can easily scrub it down and keep it clean. Over here we just have an IKEA table. We chopped off one of the edges to give us a little bit more walking space, but the edge flips out too, and we can fit like 8 people on this table. It was super lightweight, and it worked really well for our space. So something else about this space, another things that were spark joyers for me, I don't think they spark as much joy for Brian, but they did for me, are my plants. My plant babies, they're all named. This is Ivy, and then you have Vare over there, and they're just all over the place. But plants spark joy for me, so we just got these little guys from Amazon and just hung those up. I made super simple curtains. I'm gonna need to redo them because they don't give us a lot of privacy because they're sheer. But we popped in super simple, cheap curtain rods up on the top. We put in new lights everywhere. Oh, that was a big thing that we did. This puppy had, what are they, incandescent? I don't know, the light bulbs that were so hot. We went through the entire RV and took out every single light and put in LEDs for everything, and it was so much cooler, and we liked the color better. Alright, so next, done with this area, let's move to the kitchen over here. The 3 biggest things that I would say about our kitchen, what it used to look like. We, this section right here, there was a huge cabinet that came out right here. So when you walked in, it was literally in your face. Like you were like walking in a tunnel whenever you came into our house. So this piece that you see right here was actually the piece that was sticking out. So we ripped that out and moved it over here so that we could have our cabinet over here instead. See, more little spaces we stuck our contact paper. Just gives it a little bit more life. Ooh, there comes a little squirt. The second biggest thing that we did in the kitchen was our countertop. Because we weren't going to change our countertop, it was kind of an accident. We ruined our countertop. So we needed a new countertop. So Brian and his dad built this whole entire countertop. We really had to watch our weight. So we couldn't go and get a really pretty butcher block countertop. So Brian and his dad took all of these planks and glued them all together, cut out the chunk and the size and everything we needed, cut out everything for a new sink. We got a new little sink in here and stained it and put this puppy in. So this was another thing that we loved, is our little backsplash. It is something I got at Joann's. I used a lot of coupons because they were a little bit expensive. But you can get this stuff in metal, and usually people put it on the ceiling, but I used it as a backsplash. You can't put anything super hot next to it because you don't want it to melt, but I love it. It's super easy to wipe down, and it just adds a little pizzazz to our kitchen. And then the last biggest thing that we did in our kitchen that I don't think everybody will agree with, but it's something that worked for our family, and that's what we loved about doing this. We made this home personal to us. Is there was a huge microwave here, and you already saw in Brian's section of his little video of our outdoor kitchen, there's already a microwave outside too. We don't need 2 microwaves. We don't use a microwave a lot anyways. So we ripped this puppy out, and also there used to be a stove down here, or oven with our stove top up here, and it was super heavy, and there's another way that we cut out weight. So instead, Brian popped these doors down here, and so we have, oh that's right, we have our little convection oven. We just pop him out, stick him up here. I've baked full pies in there. I've baked cookies, I bake bread in there. I love my little Breville guy that I have. And then we have just one electric stovetop. We just take that puppy out, stick it up there, and use it, and we put it away. We have so much more counter space that goes all the way around. So we love our counter space. Another part that we loved, because we made everything white, we wanted to have a little touch. Blue is my favorite color. And so we decided to paint all of the bottom section of our kitchen blue, plus the kids touch it all the time, so I don't have to clean it as often. But something else that we have that I did when we had our last home is I always wanted to put everything that the kids needed to get. I wanted to make sure it was on their level. We have 3 children, 9 to 5, 9 to 4. And so I made sure to put everything that kids needed down on their level. So we have all of our plates, bowls, kids stuff is all right there and ready to go. So they're not saying, Mom, I need my cup. You can get your cup. Well, this is my pantry. I like it because we have actually like pantry space. These drawers are my things of life. These little guys, wire shelves are my thing of life too. I love organizing, and it drives Brian insane because I organize stuff differently like every week. He's like, where are the oats? And I have to go show him. Sorry, babe. I love drawers. I use my own containers for a lot of things. Like when I buy my granola, this is my granola container. When we buy oats, it goes in the oat container. When I buy our coconut, like it goes in the coconut container. So, because these things, it's all modular. It all stacks. It all goes and fits in. And so I don't have as many bags like the pistachio bag that sits in, like, where does that go? He doesn't have a house. It saves a lot of room. Yes, it saves a ton of room. And everything, I always tell the kids, everything has a place. Everything has a space. That is a huge thing to make this work. It's because everything's so small. Everything needs to have a place. I don't like this bottom guy because he's not organized yet. Brian needs to build me a whole shelf to go right here. But we didn't think we needed it before we left. We were going to do something different. So we're going to get a whole nother shelf in here so I can have my bread and everything, because this is what happens. It just gets thrown in, and then you can't find it, and then you buy double. I found it only runs on AC, so it's not hooked up to the DC at all, so we have to be plugged into shore power to use it. But it is really nice to be able to have it. We have one here, and we have one back in the kids' bedroom. We put in new ones when we got in because the other ones were. So this wall and space over here is one of our favorite spaces, but it also caused us the most pain. It was full, not shelving, cupboards, cabinets, all the way up to the very tippy top. But they're super inaccessible, they're super tiny, super hard to get into. So I said, rip those suckers out. And there was a big space right here to put televisions. Big thing for us, we don't have any televisions, no TVs in our whole rig. We each have a laptop, and if we need to watch a video or something, we'll just put something on the laptop. Or we have a little baby projector, maybe I can show at some point in time, and a screen. We love that. So we didn't want a space for a television or anything like that. And it took us months to figure out what we were gonna do. We wanted an accent wall. We wanted something cute that was kind of like a mantle to make it feel more homey. And we finally got this idea for the brick. This is just a board. Picked it up at Walmart and it looked like legit brick. Brought it in here, we plastered the whole thing, wiped it off, and then I sealed it with a coat of varnish, and it just stays, and it's wonderful, it's beautiful. And this was another spark joy to me, was my painting. We used to have a painting of the world. We're supposed to have a big old compass up there, but we haven't found one yet. But we had a huge 3-piece canvas. There was a beautiful print of a map of the world, and obviously it wouldn't fit in my rig. And so I was like, I'll just paint one, doggone it. And so I did. My mother-in-law was super helpful in my first little watercolor adventure, and we made our own map, something that would fit in our space. And you can do that. Do your own thing, make your own thing, make your own art, make it your home. So quick correction on the board. I said Walmart. Brian caught me on it. We got this at Home Depot. Big old sheet of it that we cut it down. But just down here in little spaces like this, it just kind of goes back in. We love games. We are a gaming family. So this kind of goes back into organizing. I went through all of our favorite games and I kept everything that we wanted and I put them into these little totes. So we have all of our card games are in one, our Settlers game is in another. And it's so nice. We just pick this up and we take it outside and we go and play our family games, and they just stuck in here. I only have like a couple of like boards. I took the boards out, so like that's our games. That's it. It used to take up a huge closet at our house, but now it's super tiny. Well, I'm talking about organizing. Because we homeschool, yay, that's what you do. Well, I guess you don't have to. But we already did homeschooling before we decided we want to do this lifestyle. So it was a good little switch for us. We just took it on the road. So for our homeschooling supplies, most of it is all under the couch. So I went to Michael's. Oh, I can't even reach it. Brian put it back super far. The kids just know each kid has their own tote. That's navies. They all have their own color. But all the totes are just under here. And they all have their books, their everything is in here. So that when we say it's time for homeschool day, they grab out their tote. And they have most of their stuff in here. The other stuff that we have is back in the kids' room. But everybody has their own little tote. We even have our craft tote. Has all of our crafting supplies in there because we love to craft in our family. But that all just slides under. We knew we needed a bench to go over here for the kids just to slide in, so we didn't have to mess with chairs coming in and out all the time or stools moving. We originally bought this little bench. This was going to be our coffee table from IKEA. We thought we were going to want something to go in front of the couch over there, but no, there's not enough room. So we're like, just make it the bench. And it's perfect because it had storage space underneath of it too. I need to find baskets that fit, but I will eventually. But we can just keep a lot of our extra food and stuff like that. This wall, we just have the cute little family photos of everything, just kind of like another little command center. It was just blank. I wanted to have like a hanging garden wall, but it would just be way too much weight. So this is just a little cute family picture wall. And then the kids' room. This is one of our favorite spaces. And what made us want to see rig was this humongous space in here for our kids. So both of these slides come out and come in, and it was really important to us. I know a lot of people have like super cute matching kids sets and kids room, and like there's like a whole like uniform flow to the room, but it was important for Brian and I that every kid had their own space and they felt like their space was personal to them, so that they could have a place to just go and chill if they needed to. So we personalized each kid's space. They got to pick the theme that they wanted to for their space. So Brian was so cute. On each of the kids' bed spaces, he built them their own little shelves. So Owen has these 3 little shelves right here in his space, and each kid has their own set of curtains so they can be in their own space. And then Brian built the railings. They're not quite tall enough, but that's okay. He built railings and he built the stairs. Space right here used to have, this was another bed that would fold out, but this is the outdoor kitchen. So we ripped that out because we only have 3 kids. We only need 3 bunks. And so this is a little sitting space, and this is our only pet that we travel with. Little Sunny. She's our little hamster. I can get one of the girls to hold her out later. But that's the only pet. We just barely got her like a month ago. But then the girls' side is the same thing over here. Brian built, because IKEA has these doll houses. We're like, let's just put it up on the wall and they can use it for shelves and they can use it to play. Another thing that you'll hear all the time is if something comes into your RV, you want it to have like 2 purposes, kind of a thing. So that was the point of these, is the kids can play with it and they can put their special stuff on it. Chloe usually has hers filled. Like, I took off a whole stack of papers. She has hers jam-packed all the time. So this is a beautiful part. It makes it harder because you can tell it's kind of a little bit darker in here. We don't get a ton of natural light. A lot of people will have a window or 2 windows. We looked at another rig that had like a middle section, like the closet came out in the middle and you had 2 windows, which would be nice too. But we love this wall set. So we have Owen has his side and his clothes, and then Chloe has this side over here. It has nice hanging section. We added in all the bars for everything. And then Navy gets to keep her clothes under her bed. We took out a weird whatever was over here drawer cabinet thing and just made that open and put in some cute baskets. This was another space for another television. We didn't want the TV, so Brian just added in the shelf. Obviously she hasn't been painted yet, but this is where Lego creations happen. And then this is the other half of our homeschool stuff. So we don't have a lot of space for homeschool stuff because we didn't bring a ton. They all have their own folders. This is my favorite thing of life, with all of our pens, pencils, markers, and then some books. Something fun that we decided to do with books is because they can take up so much space and weight was a big issue to us. Didn't want to bring a ton of books with us. Instead, when we go to a new place to go and stay, we'll hit up the Goodwill and we'll go there and we'll go pick out some cheap children's books. We'll read those and then we'll donate them back again when we go to leave. Oh, and then our little wall over here. This is another thing that we added. We wanted another space for kids to be able to come and do schoolwork. So Brian put in this little table that will flip up and down for when the slides come in. Added cute little things. This is a spark joy. It's rainbow. I love rainbows. And then Legos. This is a little IKEA shelf, and we added, I glued them on so you can't really see, but we added a little strip of Lego piece, whatever it is, in the bottom. And so we can put up some of our cute little Lego guys, because we're a Lego family. We love Legos. And then the kids have their own bathroom. Oh, so nice. So we have 2 doors, 2 points of entry, and 2 bathrooms. So they don't have a shower, but they at least have their own space to do their own stuff. So we didn't do a ton to remodel in here. I know a lot of people will like rip out these things and put in new sinks. We didn't go that far, but this is another place to put some of the contact paper, little cute decorations, and call it good. On to the master. Oh, before we go up there is our stairs. We ripped out the stairs that were in here. They were super heavy and it was wasted space. You can find areas where they literally have wasted space in RVs if you want to find them. And so we added little doors on them and we keep our kids' shoes in there and I have all my cleaning supplies in there. Done. Easy. The master space is in here. We added our own mattress. We painted the whole thing. We didn't change out the sinks and go all cute and stuff. Brian made these cute little bedside tables. He added both of those on for us. 2 big things that we did do to our room though. When you first came in here, it was a classic RV, and our whole closet was the glass doors that you had to slide. And this right here is supposed to be for a washer dryer combo, and it had this big thing that would slide and lug, and it was so hard to get into everything. ripped all of those out, plus these were super heavy. And I went to Target. This is just a shower curtain, like the cute decorative ones. I chopped it down the middle, wink. I just made it super open, so it's super easy just to get in. We added this cute little copper pipe in here. We love copper, that's our little accent. It's our little cute copper pipe. Baskets for everything, shoes and everything in there. So we love our closet. This was another way that we used our contact paper. So the contact paper, you could make it go horizontal or vertical. It was super expensive to buy this herringbone pattern on Amazon. So we're like, oh, let's just make our own. So we sat there and cut out strips of the same contact paper and just glued them down and just made our own little herringbone pattern. Brian made my little jewelry holder for my little mountain, so that was a little spark joy to me. Oh, and then Brian built this door, and he built a sliding door. I can show you that too. But it's just our little door and some more organization. Drawers everywhere. More of these totes. We didn't do anything super substantial to our bathroom or toilet area. I did some more of the contact paper behind. Added my little plant guy up there. About it. I can always add. You're always going to be adding shower. Nice and simple. We didn't do anything to our shower either. But we have a little hanging thing in here for our towels. Turkish towels are so beautiful. I had to talk my husband into getting rid of the terry cloth, but they dry super. We're here at the beach. We take them to the beach, wash them, use them for showering towels. And that's where we keep our laundry basket too. So it was just an ugly door, and I was like, let's just paint it white. And Brian's like, let's do something different. So that's our little privacy door. We just made it match our other blue one. And this is just our pops of color. I mean, that's just our little accents. We like blue, so that's our color to kind of break up the monotonous white. And then the next thing I can talk about is actually our floor. So if you pan over here, I'm going to come over here. In our room, we have this flooring. This is just a Home Depot flooring that a lot of people use in theirs. And we were going to take this because we loved it. We were going to take that flooring and put it throughout the whole entire RV. A, it was more expensive than I thought, and B, it was heavy. Watching our weight. I should hashtag how many times I say that. But we couldn't. But when we ripped up our carpet that was everywhere, under the carpet was all of the same vinyl that was on the floor too. So we had double layers of flooring. But when we got down to the bottom, we saw our subfloor. We saw our plywood that was here on the ground, and it was in really good condition. And Brian, jokingly was like, haha, we should just paint and stain the floor. And then his sister said the same exact thing too. It was like, hey, you guys should just paint and stain your floor. That's what we did. So this is the plywood floor. I sat on my hands and knees and I painted on all of these lines for the planks to make it look like planks. And then I came in here with 2 different colors of stain, and I stained each of the planks, and then I whitewashed all of it too. It was a lot of work, and I have 8 coats of varnish on top. Am I glad I did it? Yes. It was worth the work. It was totally worth the work. But not everybody's floor is going to be able to look like this when you go and pull it up. But it's just something to keep your mind open. This stuff right here. I don't know what this is called, trim. I guess the trim for your slides. Mm-hmm. It was so heavy and it was so ugly. So we ripped all that out, and we have super thin, Brian can tell you the measurement. I don't know what it is. It's this big. Of board. And he stripped the board and just made our own little planks. I did the same thing that I did to the floor. I stained it, whitewashed it, varnished it, and it's so thin it hardly weighs anything. But that's what we did for our cover here, and then he put in a little trim piece in the bottom. But we did that for all of our slides, all 1, 2, 3, 4 of our slides is what we did for our trim. But yes, this is our home, and we love it. There's a lot of things that we love about it, a couple things that we change, but we're grateful. I mean, it took us 3 months to be able to make it look like this. Staying with Brian's family, but it was worth it. We loved every part of it, and we love living in our home.
Derek convinced me that I needed to get on camera and talk about something, so this is what I'm going to talk about. Right here, we have our stove pulled out, so we can cook right here. We have counter space. a working sink, and the nice thing is we have a microwave too. And so we used to have a microwave inside that was above the range or above the oven, but we ripped it out because it was so big that we didn't need it, and we wanted the storage space instead. So if we do need to microwave something, we just come out here real quick and throw it in there, microwave it up, and take it back inside. Or if we're eating outside, we have the convenience of a microwave right there.
So that was Brian and Kara's walkthrough. I am so glad to call this couple friends of Stephanie and ours. We met these guys. They're awesome. Our kids are now great friends. We're great friends with them. And I really appreciate them letting us actually do the walkthrough of their RV. They've put a lot of love into this RV. And just like I said at the beginning of the video, I spent a lot of time in their RV, for dinner and watching for movie night and playing games. And their RV always looks great, and I think the reason why it looks so good most of the time is because they've just narrowed down what they need. They know exactly where it is. And Stephanie and I really are taking lessons from them as well. Another thing that I noticed is we've traveled together quite a bit. And when it is time to pack up and go, these guys are quick. And I think they're so quick because they only have what they need. So my kids are actually getting ready to get back in the car now. Say hi. So there you have it. That was Brian and Kara's walkthrough. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit like. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll do some more videos like this in the future if you've liked this. So everyone say hi. 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 All right. And I'll let you say hi to Stephanie, and then we're going to get out of here. Say hi, Mama.
Hi.
All right. So we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Take care.